Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Michael Carbone. I'm a business and immigration attorney on Staten Island, New York, and today I want to talk about parole in place. Now, before I dive into this topic, if you have any questions, please drop a comment below. Otherwise, if you'd like to set up a legal consultation with me, please visit us at carboneattorneys.com. We have a button in the top right corner of our website. Click it, fill it out, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. So Parole in Place is a great tool for undocumented family members of qualifying military personnel. In today's video, I really want to just give a general overview of Parole in Place, the eligibility requirements, how long it's valid for, work authorization, and just an important note on renewing Parole in Place. So one of the most important components of Parole in Place is that it waives an unlawful entry for undocumented family members. This is crucial for the purposes of adjustment of status. Now, if you've entered the United States unlawfully, meaning you did not enter at an airport or a port of entry, you have what's considered an unlawful entry. And that is a bar to adjustment of status, which means if your family member petitions for you, you actually have to leave the country and complete the process at your consulate in your home country. That would be considered consular processing. With Parole in Place, you're able to get a waiver of that unlawful entry and you will be granted parole, and that is a lawful parole and the ability to adjust status. Now, obviously, you have to qualify under the statute for adjustment of status, but Parole in Place at least takes care of the unlawful entry. This is a great resource for military personnel because obviously if you have undocumented family members, you don't want to be worrying about their status while you are trying to focus serving the United States. So let's talk about the eligibility requirements for Parole in Place. Number one, you must be an immediate relative, that is the spouse, parent, or child of a qualifying military member. Number two, you cannot have previously been admitted into the United States. So if you flew in on a B2 tourist visa, you do not qualify for Parole in Place. Likewise, if you were admitted into the country at a port of entry, you are not qualified for Parole in Place. You must have crossed outside of a port of entry, likely over the border, in order to qualify. Next, your qualifying military personnel family member must be enlisted in the armed services. They must be in the selected reserve of the ready reserve, or they must have been previously enlisted in the military. An important caveat in that last point is that the military member who was formally enlisted, they cannot be dishonorably discharged. They must have an honorable discharge in order for you to qualify for Parole in Place. And finally, the individual applying for Parole in Place cannot have a criminal record or pose a threat to national security. So this is going to be the discretionary background check portion of Parole in Place. USCIS wants to make sure that you do not pose a threat to either others, the public in general, or the United States. When it comes to national security issues, they take that stuff very seriously. So how long does Parole in Place last once it's granted? So once you receive an approval, the Parole in Place will be valid for 1 year, and it can be renewed on a year-by-year basis. However, it's discretionary. So USCIS can grant you Parole in Place, and then you can apply to renew, and they can deny your petition. Now, here's an important caveat on the renewal. When you apply for renewal of Parole in Place, you must submit evidence that an immigrant petition was filed. So the qualifying military member must file an I-130, and if possible, the adjustment application as well, so that you can provide those receipts with your Parole in Place renewal application. If you do not provide the proof of an immigrant petition being filed, your Parole in Place will very likely be denied. The object here is once that unlawful entry is cleared with Parole in Place, you should otherwise be eligible for adjustment, and your family member should be petitioning for you so that you can get a green card and live and work in the United States. Finally, when your parole-in-place application is approved, you become eligible for work authorization. So you'll want to go ahead and apply for that, obviously, so that you can get access to working lawfully in the United States. So overall, Parole-in-Place is a fantastic tool for undocumented family members of qualifying military personnel. Obviously, if you are in the military and you can protect your family from deportation or removal, you want to take that chance as soon as you have the opportunity to do so. So that's it. That is Parole-in-Place. If you like this video and you want to see more, please like, subscribe, and I'll keep making them.